maybe I'll tie it in a little bit. When John talked about before thinking mind, if I go back to his example about driving from Modesto to the Bay Area, in some ways you can simply say, so let's say you're in Modesto, it's the morning time, and you know that in the evening during the day you need to drive to Berkeley so you can give a Dharma talk that night. That's the given situation. For most of the time, for most of us, then the thinking about it, I gotta get in the car for 3 hours, and then I'm gonna be sitting around waiting until the Dharma talk comes, and then after the Dharma talk I'm gonna be sleeping on a couch somewhere. All of that drama that really has nothing to do with the fact that John is gonna get in the car and drive from Modesto to Berkeley. It's all commentary. It's all about what's going to happen. Before thinking mind means the mind before all that arises. I'm just driving to Berkeley. Like, dislike, good, bad, right, wrong, that's commentary. And before thinking mind refers to before the commentary. It doesn't even have to mean you don't have the commentary. But the commentary is less powerful, less, it doesn't stir you so much because you know you're going anyway. So before thinking is the moment before all that arises, or the thing itself separate from the commentary. Often I'll give the example in here, I'll hold up the stick, just like I'm doing now. You all see the stick. Before you have any thought about the stick, there's just the stick. That's before thinking mind. Then all your ideas and beliefs about this stick and your opinions. So, of course, you're all looking at it from that side. So you're seeing this part of the stick. If you were closer up, you might see that there's actually a lot of scratches on the stick. And some people might look at it and said, they did a terrible job with this stick. It could be so much better. That's commentary. Just see, it's there. So I'm looking at it from this side, and now I'll give it back to you. There's these two pieces of bark. This is what attracted me to this stick. I found this stick on a beach on Vashon Island outside of Seattle. And I saw this and I was attracted to it. So I actually got a saw, I cut it, and I brought it home. And these two things are my favorite parts of this stick. That's wonderful. There was some resonance, there was some connection. But that's my idea. Somebody else could look at it and think, you know, that ruins the whole stick. So John didn't go into as much the other phrase, cut off all thinking. Cut off all thinking and before thinking mind are connected. But it's easy to hear this phrase, cut off all thinking, and believe that you're not supposed to have one thought arise. And many people come to meditation practice, come to Zen practice, with the idea that if I do this, all my thinking will stop. Then, of course, it won't have any power over me and I'll be free. Maybe the first year or two you might not really think it's going to happen yet. You've got to do a little bit more practice to make it happen. But after a while, for most of us, there are the exceptions, and this is somebody else's experience, not mine. There are some people who will start to claim, yeah, I just don't think. That has its problems too. Nothing is just good. Everything is nuanced and subtle. So after a while my experience is, I stopped chasing after stopping the thoughts from arising. But in the process, I start to observe the thoughts. I start to notice the way thoughts go from one thought to the next. I start to begin to become familiar on how the thought will impact my feeling. And also notice how my feelings impact my thoughts. And also noticing how when thoughts and feelings come together, it becomes very powerful and pulls me to act in certain ways. And if I'm really watching, I might even see that I'm being pulled to move in this direction, but I know this direction is not a healthy direction for me to go in. I've been down this road before. It's happened 1,000 times before, and I know each time I go this way, it just doesn't work out for me or anybody else. But the power of the thought and feeling coming together is so strong that for many of us, much of the time, we do it anyway. We can't stop ourselves. So the antidote to this is not having any thoughts arise, because as I said, I think you'll find, and you may prove me wrong, but I think you'll find that it ain't going to happen. But if the power gets pulled out of that thought-feeling constellation, then there's more ability to see it, note it, and decide to do something else. So you had to listen to Zen Master Bon Soeng closely, but he would say, cut off all thinking really means don't attach to your thinking. And I'm using the phrase, pull the power cord or the power out of the thought. Then it's just a thought.